Ethereum is going to $5,000, but not before October 2025. If you are looking to enter into a Ethereum position, I would suggest you to wait for at least 1 week once we approach and we make the cycle lows at the end of September. Why I'm so convinced that Ethereum and Bitcoin is going to go down in the next few weeks is because we have a weekly cycle low that is approaching us at the end of the month for Bitcoin and stocks. Usually, this signal brings the cryptocurrencies down, and it is related to the 60-day cycle we just discussed in the previous video. As you can see, at the end of every 60-day cycle, we have a violent move down that basically shakes out most of the investors. We create a very quick support and we resume to the upside. This happens at every single 60-day cycle bottom. We can see it in the very last day cycle bottom. We had 6 red candles, bringing us down before we made a support, and we continued upwards. The same exact pattern is going to unravel in September because we are looking for a 60-day cycle low to occur at the end of the month. Currently, we had the 2 green candles and 1 red candle is forming today. However, I believe that we might have one more push left before we go down. Ethereum might go up one more time. The chances that it's going to break the previous highs are extremely low, which are at around 5K. I believe that it will top somewhere about 4.7 or 4.6K, potentially going to 4.8K in case the 3-day cycle is going to continue going upwards, but then we're going to go down into the cycle lows. Now, this is also confirmed by the cycle indicators that you can see at the bottom of the screen. The 1-week cycle, which is the most important cycle, which shows the bottoms of every single cryptocurrency, is still not below our threshold value, which is 20. Whenever the 1-week cycle goes below 20, then it's an indication to buy this asset. Now, again, if I go into the past, I can see that Ethereum, especially altcoins, they like to go below 20 and spend some time there to make an ultimate bottom. This happens every single year. When the 1-week cycle goes below 20, a bottom is formed. Here, a bottom is formed as well. Here, another bottom is formed. And I can simply go for infinite time in the past to confirm that every single cycle ends with 1-week cycle going below 20, making a proper bottom, and then continuing upwards. Now, it doesn't mean that short-term price action can be bullish. See, even here, before we made a bottom, we went up by around 23%. Then we got rejected and went down by almost 21%. Now, Ethereum likes to play and make these kind of games with us. And if we want to trade Ethereum, we have to understand a couple of indicators. The most important one are these cycle indicators that we just discussed. In order to get access to the cycle indicators, you have to go to strategymaster.io and subscribe for the free newsletter. The free newsletter will give you a great introduction into cycles. I use cycles to make profitable trades. We can even use cycle indicators on 5-minute, 15-minute, or 30-minute time frame, and we can make profitable decisions. The harder time frame, the more accurate are the indicators. Now, if you want to apply those indicators to yourself on the screen, you have to get a premium subscription, which currently is only €42 or $49 per month. You get this monthly subscription, get access to now 6 premium trading view indicators with the buy and sell signals, and have a one-on-one conversation about cycles and everything else that is important for your trading. If we go to the 2-hour time frame, we can see that Ethereum is currently going down. It got rejected at the 50 moving average and is currently going down. However, I still believe that Ethereum is going to pump up, and there are multiple reasons behind it. The biggest reason is that the midterm trend just turned bullish. The 3-day cycle indicator now went below 20 and started to pump up. And again, if we go back into the past and compare the 3-day cycle indicator with the price action, we can see that the 3-day cycle is actually quite good in indicating where the financial asset is going to go for the next few weeks. We don't want to be buying Ethereum when it's going down. We want to buy Ethereum when it's going up. And it just turned up a couple of days ago. However, the short-term cycles are very bearish, and that's why the price is crashing down right now. You see the 1-day cycle still going down, and ideally we want to buy Ethereum when the 1-day cycle is below 20. The 12-hour cycle is already below 20, and most probably is going to spend another day or two here, while the 2-hour cycle just reached the top and is currently going down. Once the 2-hour cycle goes below 20 and potentially the 4-hour cycle goes below 20, then we will have an amazing opportunity to enter into Ethereum, which might even happen tomorrow. Now, in order to understand the most important levels for Ethereum, I am using this indicator, which is called inversion fair value gaps on TradingView. You can simply get it here for free by simply typing inversion fair value gaps and selecting the indicator from Lux Algo. it shows me that the next fair value gaps are around $3,600, $3,700. Now, there is a chance that Ethereum is going to go down that much. Yes, there is. In case the 1 week cycle needs a bit more time to fully reset. However, the most probable is that we're going to make a bottom in this box right here, somewhere between the $3,700 and $4,300. We might go down, we might go up until the 3-day cycle top, then reverse down for a week or two to make an ultimate bottom in the beginning of October, and from there we're gonna pump up. In October, I expect Ethereum to touch the $5,000 area and actually go above into the final blow off top phase. See, the whole market depends on Bitcoin, and once Bitcoin makes its bottom and resumes to the upside, Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies can also flourish. Now, Bitcoin has two very important levels. One is at 114,000 and another is 110,000. We ideally want to touch one or both of these levels in order to make the cycle low. Once the cycle low is there, we can resume to the upside, and we're going to have additional 40, 50 positive days in the market, which might actually mark the top of the market. If Bitcoin goes above $130,000, $150,000, Ethereum will simply go up above 5K or potentially even 6,000. How do I know that? I simply use Ethereum Bitcoin chart, which shows the relation between Bitcoin and Ethereum. I can see that Ethereum is outpacing Bitcoin since April. It went up by 131%. But it's not the price, it's the relationship between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. It means that it is better to hold and buy Ethereum rather than be in a Bitcoin position. Watching cycles, we can see that a similar pattern is unfolding where the 1 week cycle still needs a week or two to fully reset. And once it's reset, the Ethereum will do one more final blow off top phase where it's going to outperform Bitcoin, potentially go to this zone right here, which is a very strong resistance zone at 0.05. Now, in case that happens, Ethereum will again outperform Bitcoin by 27%, which means that, hey, you want to be holding and you want to be buying Ethereum rather than Bitcoin in this final phase of the bull market. Don't forget to subscribe to Strategy Master. If you are not ready yet to get a paid subscription and to use the cycle indicators yourself, I recommend getting a free subscription by clicking a button right here and putting your email, and then having the chance to read all these articles which explains how cycle works, why cycles are important, and how we can make profitable decisions using cycles, and forgetting anything else that you learned on Crypto Twitter. October and November will be a great time for buying altcoins. I expect the Bitcoin dominance to go up, potentially up to 60%, which will mean that yes, Bitcoin will outperform altcoins for the next few weeks. But then once we go into this final blow off top phase, I expect Bitcoin dominance to go down, potentially to below 55%, which would mean Ethereum goes above 5,000, potentially above $6,000, and Solana going above $300, and many of the most popular altcoins smashing their all-time highs once again. This is the time to be in the market. This is the time to be present. You want to be following these cycle indicators to know the precise entry and exit points. I developed a system which helps me to enter the market by simply following the green indications and exit the market by simply following the red indications above the chart. I use it for every single cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many altcoins like ENA. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon, and if you want me to actually go over your favorite altcoin and analyze its cycles in detail, just comment that altcoin down below. See you in the next one.